Welcome back. Well, closing moment with Mr. Richard Nwankwo, who is a member of the All Progressive Grand Alliance, is vying for a seat in the Lagos State House of Assembly. And you say, yeah, you think you will win because you do have what it takes to win. But in terms of your party's ideology, I know many people say, look, political parties these days don't have any such thing as ideology. But perhaps you tell us your party's program of action. Maybe on a national level, what do they think about, say, the federal structure as it is today?
Well, I believe you are aware that we made some very strong representations during the last conference, and that also captures part of our political objectives and the trust of the political party. We have always believed that there must be a level playing field. We also believe that there must be massive restructuring of the entire political system, the entire federation, for us to have an egalitarian society. Because the pockets of protests and revulsion we are having today are also captured within the minuses we have in the constitutional framework. One of such is, for instance, is the fact that the Southeast has 5 states, while the region like the Northwest has 7 states. Because when you make some projections from this platform, you find out that there are very, very strong reasons why there should be some measure of equality among the states. You talk about political appointment. You find out that if we are changed by 2 states, that the entire Southeast is losing a lot. And then when you come to Lagos, I don't have the right figure, but I know that the people from the Southeast, the South-South, and the entire North, the 3 zones in the North, constitute a very strong population in Lagos. Out of the 560-something elective offices here, you can hardly see, I don't think there is anybody from the Southeast that is represented.
Well, if you have not been able to kick or push to fight that on the national level, why look towards Lagos? If you're looking at the anomaly you just painted now, which is, well, on a national scale, don't you think that is the more reason your party should have a candidate to drive home that point? But instead, you don't seem to have a presidential candidate.
Well, you see, there is no law anywhere that says that you must have a presidential candidate.
Parties, no, because if it's a problem that really gets to the APGA members, then they should field a presidential candidate.
We have a working document, and I must tell you in other jurisdictions, because what is playing out here is not an isolation of what we have in other jurisdictions. There are small parties all over the world. You can register a political party and concentrate on local government elections, if you so decide. But what we are saying is that this is a young party in terms of structure, in terms of financial base, and that we are growing. We are making some massive impact on the people, especially what we have been able to achieve in Anambra State over the years. Anambra has pulled out of that quagmire, and we see a state that is doing well in terms of education, in terms of provision of infrastructure and all that. We want that replicated in other jurisdictions, and we are spreading.
It's sad in the sense that people think that your party is a regional party, and that if you really wanted to push these matters, you would have, been properly done in the mainstream parties, as it were, especially in a state as cosmopolitan as Lagos. That way, you get larger acceptability. But when a particular political party is being populated, it would seem, by people from a particular region, it would seem that what it is pushing is a regional agenda.
Well, I disagree with you, because the chairman of my own political party in Lagos is not from the Southeast. And we have some other key officers.
The chairman might not be, but the governorship aspirant of that particular party is from the Southeast. You are from the Southeast, and I don't know that many candidates in your party are from another particular region apart from the Southeast.
They are. You see, that is the point I'm making. That one, we are spreading out fast like wildfire. We are spreading out. And I am sure by the time we are through with these elections, you appreciate the fact that there's a massive transformation going on. The APGA as a political party is a strong instrument of change. We are talking about forensic change. We are talking about positive change, not blind change or retrogressive change. We are talking about change that will propel the nation and bring in radical changes that people will appreciate.
This is more so since you're also pushing, what you perceive to be, inequality, as it were. You seem to be going there to represent a sectional interest.
It is not a sectional interest. My intention is to represent my constituency, the Oshodi Solo constituency too. That is the constituency I'm vying from. And I have massive support even from people from the Southwest. It is an interesting thing, and in fact, I have raised that issue at several fora, that people, lawyers, and other professionals should come into the political arena. The problem we have today on our hands is that the political arena is peopled exclusively by people that should not be there. We want decent people to come into the political terrain, and as soon as this is achieved, you find out that the progress will be tremendous. But I have consistently maintained there are constitutional hiccups. Until you straighten out some of these constitutional hiccups, you find out that in certain areas we continue to move in a vicious circle.
Well, that said, I still want to quickly, before we wrap this up, go back to Nwankwo's point. Perhaps maybe you can just answer us by letting us in on how tolerant your party is when it comes to, well, getting people from other ethnic nationality in key positions, especially in states like maybe Anambra, where your party is in charge. Do you have anyone, well, maybe a political appointee somewhere in Anambra State, just the way it is in Lagos State when you talk about tolerance?
Yes, of course, you know that we have, Lagos appears to be the main stream of the political machinery of our movement now. And what we are trying to do is to spread out from here. And also the massive movement is also taking place in the southeast. We are going beyond Anambra. We are trying to recapture some of the states where the governors technically, decant. And what we have on our hands is a very, very strong appeal. People from other jurisdictions are coming in. If even at the national hierarchy, although that is part of the constitutional provision, that you must reflect the true character of the federation within any agency you have, that is also being captured in what we are doing here. And we encourage...
In Anambra State, we don't have anyone who is a non-Igbo in the government, do we?
Well, I know that there are a lot of people out there who are active participants in Anambra State, but I don't know if there is anybody who holds a commissioner position or anything above that. But the fact remains that the governor in Anambra State, having spent the greater part of his life in Lagos, appears to be absolutely detribalized. He's running an open government. And that is why whenever you go seeing him, you find out that people from other regions bring proposals. He's very receptive. And that accounts for the progress we've made so far in Anambra State. Right. And we want that captured and reflected in the political system here in Lagos.
Mr. Chima, Richard Nwankwo is a member of the All Progressive Grand Alliance. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you very much.
Well, don't forget to add your voice to the hashtag Demand Debate Now. We'll be back in just a moment. Join us again.